Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a video I promised you guys a long time ago, and with me being home the past few weeks, I finally got a chance to sit down and film this video. So I am so excited to share with you guys 3 looks with the Club Nebula palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing them all, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I rarely ever do 3 looks 1 palette videos, but this one is an extra special one because it is featuring the Club Nebula palette, which was a collaboration with one of my longtime friends here on YouTube, Angelica Nyqvist. This is restocking on April 14th at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you haven't checked your time zones out yet, please go ahead and do so. I will leave a link to the palette in my description box as well as the restock time for you guys. The 14th is a Wednesday, and I think most of you will be home from work when the palette restocks, and most of you will be awake as well. Now, I don't know how many palettes they're restocking, but I do talk to Angie quite often, and from what I know and what she said, they don't really know how many more times they'll bring the palette back. So if you've been on the fence, I would highly recommend grabbing it because you really don't know when it's going to come back again. And I don't think that's like the brand trying to be shady or anything. It's just that these products are created in factories, and you know, they try to get as many units as they can, and then they just kind of watch how the trends go. So if you want this, I would say get it. I'm on a few Facebook groups where people talk about makeup all the time, and I've seen so many people go like, should I get it? Should I not get it? Hopefully these 3 looks will kind of help you decide. I did try to do really simple looks. I mean, that's my makeup style anyway. I don't do like overly complicated cut creases and things like that. So all these looks should be ones you can do every day. And if you want to see swatches and stuff like that, I already filmed a video with this palette. It was my first impressions video, so I'll try and link it for you guys to check out. I also have a full Kaleidos playlist, so I would highly recommend checking that out if there's any other products you want to grab while you're grabbing the Club Nebula palette. But without further blabbering, let's get into look number 1. So this is look number 1 with the Club Nebula palette. I'm taking a Spectrum brush. This is the B06, and I'm going to go into the shade Gravity, and I'm going to apply that all over the crease. And I did prime my eyes with the new Juvia's Place One Prep One Prime eyeshadow primer. It's my first time using it in the shade 2. And yeah, hopefully it's going to work really well with this eyeshadow formula because I haven't tried it with anything else yet. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade Queen of Blades, and I'm going to put that in my outer corner. This is a kind of domed blending brush, so it's perfect for the outer corner and applying eyeshadow precisely. So I'm going to go back in with that bigger blending brush, and I'm just going to marry that dark green into my crease and outer corner. Okay, so for the lid shade, I'm going to use the Sigma Firm shader brush, and this is a beautiful domed brush, and it's a flat brush, which I love for a shimmer shade on the lid. So crease is done. Okay, so for the shimmer shade, I'm going to use the shade Firefly, which is the very first shade in the palette. I'm spraying it with this spray that I always use, and I'm using a Sigma Firm Shader E57, and I just like to pat that color on and then just spread it out to give it like the most amount of pigmentation. It really helps to wet the brush because it's a beautiful flaky shadow, and if you want to get like good opacity, it's nice to wet the brush and then pat it on, and the shadow just comes alive. It's like almost like a fluorescent green with a beautiful like purple flip to it, and it's very sparkly and very beautiful. And this is such an easy green eyeshadow look that Angie like curated in this palette, because you can make these eyeshadow looks so complex and do cut creases and things like that, but I just wanted to show you guys how I did a really easy green eyeshadow look with 3 brushes. You could probably do this with 2 brushes. You could probably just do it with 1 brush if you use your finger for the shimmer shade, but you guys know me, I like to be extra, so I did use 3 brushes in this look. I just have a little bit of fallout to clean up, But I will finish up this look and I will be right back to show it to you. Okay guys, so we're doing look number 2 with Club Nebula. Today I want to focus on this middle row right here. I'm planning on filming my Sephora recommendations video after this, so I really need this eye look to pan out brilliantly. But yeah, it's really fun to go row by row because it kind of gives you an idea of what shades to pair, and I think Angie definitely did that on purpose so that if you're intimidated by color, she kind of gave you the roadmap in case you need the extra help. Anyways, I'm gonna grab this Spectrum brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Naru, which is like a cool tone grade kind of shade. And my eyelids are prepped. I prepped with the Juvia's Place new primer. I'm testing it out. So far I really like it. I've only used it like 2 or 3 times though, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay, next I'm going to take this interesting looking brush from Spectrum and go into the shade Rock Hopper, which is like a pretty, another like a cool tone purple shade. And I like the shape of this brush because I want to do a halo eye with that row, so this is like perfect for inner corner. And I'm slowly tucking in that Rock Hopper shape into the inner corner, and then I'm going to turn the brush over and I'm going to tuck it into the outer corner, and that is working brilliantly if I do say so myself. And then since it's like a blender with like a point, I connected them a little bit, but I want to try and keep my lid as blank as possible, and I'm going to blend the 2 shades. And then I had mentioned when I first used these Spectrum brushes that this A12, that this brush would be the perfect halo eye brush. So I'm going to go into Cyclone, which is a beautiful like berry shade, and I'm just going to tuck that into the inner and outer corner. And then I'm just going to go back into that big blending brush and blend all 3 of those shades and blend the inner corner shade. And then I think I'm going to use a little bit of glitter glue because I have it. And I think it'll help the shade stick on really nice. And then I have this Sigma E57 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Astro, which is the beautiful blue in this palette, and I'm going to pack that on top of the glitter glue. And the glue I used is the NYX one, in case you guys are wondering. And the shade Astro has the most beautiful like duochrome, so it goes really well with the mattes I chose. And I'm putting a little bit of that blue in my crease so that when my eyes opened you can still see the blue. I'm going to go into this dome brush and I'm just going to take the shade Cylon and blend the outer and blend the matte shade into the shimmer, and then I'm going to grab Nova and I'm just going to pat that on the edges where the blue meets the purple, just so there's like a good blend. And Nova is like a white shadow, but when the light hits it, like when you look at Nova in the pan, it looks like a white eyeshadow, but when the light hits it, it has a beautiful flip of like purple. So that is basically the eye look. I'm going to do the other eye off camera and I will do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back to show you guys look number 2. Okay, so I'm filming look number 3 for this 3 looks 1 palette video. So I've been really good. I've been sticking to each row just to kind of give you guys an idea of how to work with this colorful palette. And today we're going to go with the bottom row, and I feel like the look is already there if you look at the way the shades are laid out. So I'm probably not reinventing the wheel here with this look, but I'm grabbing this small tapered blending brush from Sigma and I'm going to go into the shade Red Giant and we're going to dust it off. I already prepped my eyes with the Juvia's Place eye primer. Honestly, I've really been enjoying this eye primer. I think it really helps my shadows stick to my eyeballs. This is such a pretty color. It's like a beautiful wine shade. And usually I start with the lightest color and then I blend the darkest color on the outer corner. But I thought I'd try something different. And why not, you know? It's just makeup. If it doesn't work, I can start over. Oh my gosh, this color is so pretty. I can't stop. I just want to like blend it all over my lid. But anyway, and I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go into the shade Samus. It's a beautiful like peachy orange matte. And it's perfect for inner corner to blend that really dark red. This brush is really cool. It's like a tapered, fluffy blending brush. I probably need to clean up the inner corner just a little bit because I got a little wild, but that's okay. And then I think just to add a little bit of extra smoky, I'm gonna take another small blender. I'm gonna grab this ColourPop brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Cylon, which is that purple shade that I used in my second look in the halo eye, and I'm just gonna pack that on the very outer corner just to give the outer corner a little more depth, and I'm just blending that into that beautiful red giant shade. And then I'm grabbing a flat eyeshadow brush. This one's just from BH Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go into the shade Nebula, which is a beautiful peach shimmer shade. And I'm gonna spray my brush on the outer to middle of my lid with this color. And I'm gonna keep the inner corner open for the shade Celestial. This color is so pretty. It's like a duochrome peach, like red pink shade. So now I'm going to go into Celestial, which is like a beautiful light inner corner shade. And I'm going to apply that on the inner corner and blend it into Nebula. Celestial is like a, it looks like a shimmery champagne in the pan almost. But when you apply it on the lid, it's like a beautiful pink shade. Also another beautiful duochrome. And then I'm going to go back into Nebula and just mesh the two. Celestial, because Nebula just packs this gorgeous punch. Like Celestial is pretty, but I feel like Nebula is definitely like the standout gorgeous fiery orange pink shade. I have managed to make a huge mess on my lower lash line, so I'm going to fix that off camera. But I still feel like I need more shimmer. I need more sparkle. And then I'm just going to go back in with this blender and mesh the mattes with the shimmers. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to clean it up and I will be right back to show you the final look. So that is everything for this 3 looks with the Club Nebula palette video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know feedback. Would you like to see more videos like this in the future? And if you do, definitely let me know what palette you would like to see that with. I know I have a ton of new palettes that are on their way to me, or palettes that I've already maybe done first impressions of. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Like I said in the start of this video, this palette is restocking today at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and set yourselves a reminder if you are planning on grabbing this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye guys!